Hey guys, I was just urged to make this video here. But first, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer, okay? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us the trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. 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 Okay, guys. What energy's going on right now is that there's a lot of people very hurt, and it's a very empty form of hurt. There's no real reason behind the hurt, and it's more of a financial. It's more of an ego, a pride thing for many people. They're hurt that you didn't conform. They're hurt that you didn't fall in line and be bullied like everybody else. They're hurt that their reputation and everything they worked on has been tainted and been scarred and stuff like that, right? And what they don't realize is that you really don't care, because the amount of stuff they did to you, the invasions, the intrusions, all the stuff they did, and the stuff they tried to pin on you, the stuff they tried, the false allegations, the endless amount of slanders, right? And the way they tried to turn an entire community, and we're talking not just your community you live around, but we're talking like the LGBTQ and all of the different races and ethnicities, and they tried to paint you into some kind of monster, like really. And they're mad because none of it worked. They're mad because they got caught. They're mad that them trying to turn you into a violent person didn't work. Fortunately, this stuff is coming to an end. It really, really is. It's what I feel is more of a payback. They're trying to pay you back for something that you didn't do anything besides nonconformity. You just were you. You weren't being manipulated. And the thing is, before they tried it this time, they didn't do their homework on all the other times, all these other people and societies and all this stuff they did to you before. You know what I'm saying? That you were tired of being bullied. You were tired of people lying to you, lying on you. You were tired of people turning family against you. You were tired of the laundry list of things. You were tired of it, so you didn't care. You didn't care what they were doing, because you knew that somewhere along the way, people would see you for the real, loving, compassionate, pure, kind-hearted person you are. They did as far as invade your dream state. They did everything that a sociopath could do. Really. All the while, it's kind of like this. They'd attack you in your dream state. When that didn't work, they tried to tell the world that you're a mean person, you're violent, you attack people and all this other stuff. So what they would do is they'd try to get you alone to where there were no cameras, right? There were no cameras, so the only camera in the room was their buddy holding their phone, and just waiting for you to attack type stuff, trying to bait you. That's the kind of stuff you had happen over and over again. Finally, you got tired of telling people, oh, they're doing this to me, but there's no proof, there's no cameras and stuff like that. You got tired of all that. You really did. You just went on to live your life. You didn't have anything to prove to anyone. You didn't. You just were done with nonsensical, just idiocity all the way around. You were done with people creating storylines and narratives about you that you knew were false and fraudulent. You had people basically taking numbers on whose turn is it to try to make you look bad. And you threw your hands up and you're like, I am who I am. You do what you try to, but you'll get caught. And finally they did, and that's what they're mad about. They're mad that all the lies they said about you, they couldn't create that to be true. You know what I mean? They tried to really come out with magic that You know, their end result was that you were going to be this tyrant, weirdo slash vicious, lying individual. I mean, the picture was ugly. This mural they painted at the end of this road, and all along the way they were going to set these snares and these traps to where that would imprint onto you, and you'd look that way. You know what I mean? It was like a gauntlet of ugly atrocities. And at the end, they wanted to be this crazy, just, they were trying to build you into being a monster. They started this, kind of like even made bets and stuff like that. Oh, I bet you I can get them to look this way. Da, da, da. Like somehow, in some way, they were making money at any turn they could on you. If it wasn't taking your ideas, it was trying to create you into what they visioned would be the worst person on the face of this planet. And in the end, everybody believed it was justified. You know what I mean? And they got caught. They got found out. And it really hurt a lot of people that believed in them. You know, a lot of people really looked to this person as, even as far as a healer, as someone that would bring stability to people's lives. People looked up to them for guidance, and then come to find out it's a lie, it's a sham, it's a farce. You know what I mean? And that's the ugly part of actually, I want to say ugly part. That's a spiritualist gone rogue. You know what I mean? When I think of spirituality, I think of love, compassion, honesty, integrity, all that stuff, right? That's what I believe in. That's what I hold on to. That's how I heal others. You know what I mean? And they couldn't form that on their own. They just couldn't do it. And they're mad that you wouldn't conform to what they wanted you to be. It was all a control issue. But you have to remember, guys, these are broken individuals inside. These are really broken individuals who got some attention. And then they found out, oh, if I do this, I'll get attention. So I better keep doing this. And I bet you I can create this. And I can make this scenario happen on my own. And then I'd look like the hero. I'd look like the champ. You know, I'd get all this clout and everybody look at me. I could take care of any scenario they need me to. I would be the Angie List of spirituality. That's really what they believed. They'd create a world that was going to crumble. And the thing is, they did this at least 2 or 3 times before to other people, good people, that had addictions or something that some crutch, and they exploited that. These people exploited that crutch this person had to cope with society, and they were already a hurting person. They were already a hurting soul, and they picked at that like vultures, you know, and. How many other people before you were hurt? Finally, God had to put you in there to show this person how much hurt they were doing. For them to taste what had been happening to people before you, even to you. But you were prepared. You were created to do that. You were created to take this bombardment. You were created to absorb that and alchemize that and give it back to them. You were created for that. They didn't see it coming, and they're mad now. They're mad, they're upset. But how many bridges have they burnt? Are they going to learn anything from it and go on? I'm feeling they're not. Let's hope, right? We can always hope. And that's what a lot of our lives are built on, is hope. Without hope, you have nothing, really. Without hope, you have nothing, and you'll live in the dark, and you want to curl up and just shut down. But that's what they wanted for you. So much. They wanted it so much for you. And that's what they're mad at. They're disappointed at the scenario, but they should be disappointed that they were ever able to do that. You know what I mean? They probably hurt a lot of people's opinion of them, right? Like they were really investing in them. Like, man, this is a healer. This is someone who has the ability to change people's lives. No, it was just somebody who was able to lie better than the next. They were able to gather together a bunch of people who could lay down this gauntlet and pressure properly It wasn't magic. It was just a setup. It was a con. It was a full-blown con. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, this wasn't the first one they've done it to, but how many times have you had this happen to you? If you hadn't gone through all that stuff before, would you have been ready for this person to do that and then them to be found out? Think of that. That's where the balance in this world comes from, right? Universal balance. They took a lot. They destroyed a lot, and they wrote checks that they couldn't cash. And that's sad. See, I believe in spirituality. I believe in the ability to make a difference in people's lives, to make I believe that you can help a person learn how to heal themselves, that you can guide and you can heal afflictions that are so deep and embedded in another person that they're unable to look at themselves with. Like that spirituality in a form is supposed to heal all the way around, supposed to keep some sort of balance with inside yourself, right? Like if you've been through the darkest of dark, right, you're able to help people who are held on by the clutches of darkness, because you know how they feel, you know what they've been through, you know what they live on a daily, and how dark and how alone it can be, right? But then also, when you get past that and you start living with hope and happiness, right, you see that also, and you want to help those continue to keep balance within inside themselves, right? That's where the real healing comes, is showing, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And also you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, or you can teach him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, right? And that's what I love to do. And I do it in different ways. Like, not every one of my videos is the same. It's not. It's very very diverse, but it has something for everybody, because the energies that I feel and I have to sift through on a daily can be overwhelming, can be very overwhelming. But then I have to pinpoint, where's it really coming from? And unfortunately I have to feel how the opposition feels, and I have to weigh through that, and then I have to weigh through how I felt and many others, and come to the conclusion of where the real problem came from. And that's healing. See, that's healing in itself, because you sift through all the noise and all that, and you get to the nitty gritty. Okay, this is where they're feeling, and this is why they're feeling that. How can we take care of that? How can I teach this person who's only known evil, when all they want is to be seen and heard? They want to feel appreciated, right? They want to feel the life of the party. They want to feel noticed, right? But when else in our lives did we want to feel that way? Is when we were children, right? When we were kids. We wanted to feel heard, we wanted to feel seen, we wanted to feel happy, we wanted our family and our parents together and go to family reunions and stuff like that, right? And that's what we yearn for still as adults, right? But we do it in a awkward and sideways fashion, right? And that's what I look at in this scenario, is why these people feel betrayed is because they let themselves down. They didn't just let everybody else down, they let themselves down. They disappointed themselves. Not because the stuff didn't work, is that they could have done better. And they know they could have done better in life. They could have made a different choice. But see, are they going to learn from that? See, that's where our healing, this is what the healing is supposed to do for these individuals. They're supposed to learn and heal from what happened. You get what I'm saying? They're supposed to look at it and realize, dang, I was dumb, man. I should have never done that. That's what they're supposed to do. Are they going to do it? I hope so. That's all I can do right now, is I can hope so. They have nothing else to prove. They have nothing to prove. They don't have to save face. They don't have to lie anymore. They take the lickings and keep on going, type thing, right? It's like losing a fight. You know, when we were kids, right? A fist fight. We lose a fist fight, we get up, we can either make up, shake hands, good fight, you know, or they could just walk away to begin with and know it wasn't worth it. Or you can lose the fight and go home, maybe cry a little bit, right? Sleep on it, put a stake on the eye, and go to school the next day and like, yeah, you know, I was pretty stupid. Or make it even worse by going off and try to get like some kind of retaliation. Makes it worse all the way around. Then they even look crazier in the eyes of the people that invested in them, right? See, the true wisdom and the true reality of it is if you look at it, okay, I was wrong, I shouldn't have done that, and don't do it no more, kudos. Then you'll earn the respect of people in the fashion that you're able to learn and evolve from a scenario that most won't. Get what I'm saying? Like, you ever heard the thing like go do the grown-up thing? That would fall within these cases. So, you know, it's been a long, arduous road. You know, you were ready for it. It happened. And hopefully, instead of them wanting retaliation, they want all that, and to blame it all on you, just learn from it and grow, dude. Just learn from it and grow. These people have nothing to prove to anyone because it's already been found out. The truth has come out. It's all been set. It's all done. There's nothing else to prove. You can't prove a lie with another lie. You know what I mean? So I just want to say, guys, that that's the energy that's out there right now. And what I felt is that there's a lot of eyes and a lot of wonderings, a lot of... let's all just hope that the self-proclaimed opposition, the self-proclaimed enemies, or the self-made enemies... See, I don't like saying the word enemies. I don't have enemies. I don't make enemies. Enemies make me. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Enemies make you. You don't go out in your day like, oh, I'm gonna go make an enemy today. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I want to do in my life, is make an enemy today. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to aspire to, is make as many enemies as possible. That's what I need to do. No, it's not. That's where they get this twisted. You're a good, loving, honest, pure soul. You're good. You're a good egg, right? And they don't get that. They've never seen that before. They've never seen it. That's what drives them nuts. It's an obsession. They've never seen a good person before. That's what they grew up in. Kind of like a family built on lies, deceptions. You know what I mean? I can understand how they would think of that, and like maybe for like a week or something like that, and then finally the fixation's over with. But like that was just the effects of their magic. Okay, that was another thing. The effect of their spell work, their slander, and all that. See, they sent so much to you, and it didn't work. It got sent back, and now they're living in that. That's what they're dealing with. When they could just stop the magic, stop the witchcraft, just stop it. And go on with their lives, or learn how to be a true healer, learn how to be a healer, learn how to help the situation rather than make it worse. Get what I'm saying? Again, I can hope for that. There is hope for humanity. There's hope for the opposition. There is hope that they can do this. If I've been able to do these type of things in my life, they can. I was written off. I was outcasted. I was slandered. I was all that. But am I gonna be angry at them for me not conforming? No. I just hope that they can just learn to drop a facade, a made up version of themselves. You know what I mean? Like, remember in school, like somebody dress up, they go and like they call them posers or something like that, right? Kind of like that. It's like, okay, you don't fit in, okay, like stop the act and just be who you are. You know what I mean? Stop the act and be who you are. And some people don't know who they themselves are. They don't know. They don't want to get to know themselves because they've invested so much in the false facade and stuff, right? They've invested, and that's all they know. See, I've had to go, it has taken me 7 years to get to this point in this chair right now. I've seen all of it. I've done all. I've been there. I know how they feel, and it's not worth it. See what I'm saying? It's not worth it. In order for me to talk about this, I had to have lived it. I had to have experienced and been taught certain things, right? To be able to recognize it. And again, all we can do is hope. There is hope for. I don't ever count anyone out from changing. I don't. I learn and I see who they are today, but they can change. Anybody has the ability inside themselves to change. Anyone does. You don't just write people off and say they're not worthy of change. They're not worthy of forgiveness. You don't do that. God didn't put you on this planet to give up on people. I'm not going to give them all my trust or anything like that, but I'm not going to give up on them. I'd like to see people evolve. I'd love to see people learn from the mistake and go forward. If they wanted to look like a healer to begin with, right? I'm just, for instance, if they wanted to look like a healer to begin with, all right, and they found out what they did with lying about it didn't work, then learn how to be one. One thing you need to learn in life is that we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. And if we knew everything, we wouldn't be able to learn. We wouldn't be able to grow. I had to learn in my life that I knew nothing. There was a point in my life I knew nothing, and I had to stay open to being taught, remain teachable, right? And if these people want to be a healer, stop the facade, go to somebody. I need to learn how to heal. I need to learn what it means to heal. Google it. Do a Wikipedia, whatever you need to do to get the basics, right? And then live your life the best you can, doing good unto others. No matter if they want to. I even had a time when I wanted to help people, guys, and what they were using, what I was giving them, they were using the items, right? And these were items as a gift, right? To show friendship. They'd go off and they'd use it, they'd give it to a voodoo man, and he'd do witchcraft over it, right? Do voodoo over it. You know? And that type of stuff ruined it for a lot of people down the road. But I didn't give up on giving gifts to people. That was my learning process. I learned a lot of hard lessons the hard way, and I had to. That's why I'm able to sit here today and sift through these energies, sift through this vibe, and find the culprit, find the real culprit of it all. So that's what, we don't need to hate our enemy. And like I said, we don't make enemies. Enemy is what they're to us. Don't hate them. Just know that they're broken inside. They're hurt. They're lost. They invested and they went all in on something that was built on a lie, something that was never going to come to fruition. And you wouldn't conform. You were just you, and they couldn't understand you. They couldn't. They didn't want to be your friend. They wanted to be someone that had one up on you. They wanted to control you. You get what I'm saying? Anybody who wants to control another human being is broken inside because they can barely control themselves. Get what I'm saying? How are they going to control someone else when they can barely control themselves? So all we can do is forgive and move on. Surrender it to the Lord. Surrender it to the universe. Go on and live your life. You don't need to conform to no one. You don't. You are one of a kind here for a one of a kind life. And that's what it is. They're mad that you wouldn't do what they wanted. They couldn't get what they wanted out of you. They couldn't make anything off your back anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're mad because their stuff didn't work. Instead of being mad at themselves, they want to go off and project mad upon you. Some of us, and I'm reminded of this, sometimes some of us grow quickly, some slowly, or some stay stagnant and still. And I feel for those people. You know what I mean? You can only do ugly so long till it's run its course. That's why I say some learn faster, some learn slower.